up tonight. But Mick Potter, the Bradford coach, is fully aware of the, shall we say, discrepancies and faults that they displayed in the first half last week against Wakefield. They got it all right in the second stanza, but they realised that they've got to get their defensive pattern very, very strong indeed. Otherwise, they could be lambs to the slaughter in regards to the way that Warrington have been playing. They'll start this game odds-on favourites, and so they should, even though they were without the great Ben Westwood and Michael Monaghan. Interesting to see how Mickey Hyam handles all this, but he's a top quality player. And you mentioned it before, Warrington, they play with a lot of unity.
Lee Breers gets us underway then here at the Odsal Stadium, this Saturday night match from the Stobart Super League. It really is a big ask for the Bradford Bulls, the way Warrington are playing, but you never know in this game. Bradford only need to start well, get Warrington on the back foot, get them thinking, get them worried, and you never know.
Yeah, they've got to score early as well, just to put a little bit of doubt in the mind of the visitors, which will not be easy. We know that the Warrington coach, Tony Smith, he works very, very hard on the defensive structure. He'll also been looking at the tapes on the way that Ben Jeffries in that second half last week completely controlled the game. They'll put him under the pressure, and they've already done that.
Yes, they have. That was
he's come with a knock-on. That'll be play on.
Yes, it's back to 6. The referee Thierry Alibert wipes the tackle count down as Jared Samet picks up the loose ball. He knows Jamie Langley.
That's an area of the game Mick Potter identified from last year. He said 18 points in one of the games Warrington got as a result of the kick pressure that they put on Bradford. He wanted to avoid that. This team haven't got off to a great start in that department tonight.
Diskin at dummy half for Bradford. There's Jeffries. He tips the ball on the inside. Warrington there in numbers to bring the man down. Mike Cooper, number 17, playing it loose forward. Tonight, here's Jeffries again. Slips the short pass once more, but Warrington waiting there in the shape of Wood and Myler. Now it's Jeffries once again, and Langley takes it up the front.
This will where the kick will come, and Jeffries has gone on that from blind to short side. It's a great move.
It's a wonderful kick, and there's a chance out there for Elliot Keir, but Warrington muscle up in defence, and they keep him out.
On the last, that'll be the turnover, but it was a marvellous bit of rugby league football from Ben Jeffries. He stood on this left-hand side, tried to suck the Warrington defence towards that area, then came across on the angle before receiving the ball. It was a good work, but it was also good work by Chris Riley.
Here's the first penalty of the match going against the Bradford Bulls. Whitehead. Maybe the hint of a flop, perhaps. Yes, there it was.
Yeah, came in secondly there, and it's just that lack of concentration. Remember, they struggled, and of course
Warrington hadn't found touch with the kick. That's a mistake.
A shocker. It really
and look
is.
at this from Carney.
Quick play the ball is needed here, but you can see they've done a good job on that. Paul Wood right over the top, wasn't going to allow the full-back to get up and play the ball quickly. They're pass masters at it at Warrington at this. Look at that, holding down again.
As massive underdogs, Bradford had to start this game strongly and take the game to Warrington. They couldn't be sheepish. They had to play with some confidence and belief, and they're certainly starting to do that.
Jeffries. They know the threat that he poses. They will have watched the DVD of last week in some detail, the way that he completely destroyed Wakefield. Bryn Hargreaves now carting the ball forward. Mick Potter watching from the top of the terrace here. Another little kick over the top by Jeffries. Oh, it bounces awkwardly for Riley, who will shuttle that over the dead ball line. Rain, as you can see, pouring down here at Odsal. It's a goal line dropout. It's a good start, this, from Bradford.
Certainly is, and obviously Bradford coach Mick Potter is fully aware. He thinks that this fella, Chris Riley, could be the weak link. And look at the rain just driving down into the faces of the Bradford side.
Well, it's been a real spring-like day most of the day. Sun's been shining, but I'm afraid as the kick-off arrived, the heavens have opened, and the conditions are difficult for both sets of players. Here is Kopjak now, the Welsh international for Bradford. Diskin in dummy half, comes in centre field. Good hands, and he was nearly away, wasn't he, Carney?
That really should have been a penalty, and they should get it now if they don't. Well, he's turned it away as Thierry Alibert, the official. But this is a good build-up by the Bulls.
John Bateman 10 metres away from the line, plays the ball, and here is Samet. Short pass then to Langley. Desperate defence needed by Warrington. 4 tackles gone for Bradford, 2 remaining this set of 6. Diskin tips it up. Good run from Kopchak on the diagonal. Good tackle by Cooper. And he's pitched working for dummy half. Matt Diskin. Well, tremendous start from Bradford. Rocking the league leaders back on their heels, and Diskin, he has done that really from day one of his career. They play the ball, he spotted a gap, he went for it, dived low, and the Warrington Wolves defence could not keep him out. Matt Diskin gets the try, his first of 2012 as well.
Fantastic build-up, and there you can see Lee Breers failing to find touch from the penalty. Taken by the fullback Brett Kearney, got himself into a good confident position. But watch this, quick play the ball and nobody's alert. Fantastic. Kopchak took it through, got up quickly. It's very rare you'll find the Wolves get caught in that area, but this fella is a pass master at it. Matt Diskin, the former Leeds hooker, has really lifted the spirits of the Bradford Bulls tonight.
And he scored tries for Leeds in each of his first 4 visits to the Halliwell Jones Stadium in Warrington between 2004 and 2005. But more importantly tonight, he has given Bradford Bulls a terrific start. And can Jared Samet now add the extras? And yes, he can. And the underdogs are ahead. It's 6-0.
Well, it's a great start from Bradford. Getting to the end of their sets is going to be crucial in this game. They've done it twice, 3 times so far. Ben Jeffries kicking on a couple of occasions. Well, that try, Tony Smith will be worried with some of the defence his team have shown there, but a lot of it's due to Bradford's willingness in these windy and wet conditions to pass the ball amongst the forwards. Bryn Hargreaves to the fore in that department. Little short passes, playing short in the wet weather, and it's found a way through this Warrington defence. Jeffries underneath the kick-off. Tips the ball back inside again. Kopchak will get through a ton of work for Bradford. And here's a penalty. Warrington messing around. Paul Wood trying to prevent them getting up to their feet. Kopchak and having a quick play the ball.
Well, to be fair, Paul Wood has been on 3 occasions flopped right and never made any attempt on the previous 2, and on the 3rd one he's been snapped by Thierry Alibert, the official, and rightly so.
Craig Kopchak, who got the penalty there from Thierry Alibert, he has to take over this year from Andy Lynch, who's now, of course, playing for the black and white at Hull. Well, that's not the best pass, but they're fortunate there that Bateman managed to bend down first and pick him up. One of the most highly rated youngsters in the game, this John Bateman.
Tony Smith, the Warrington coach, has got to get the message out. OK, fellas, let's not hang around trying to just keep the man with the ball on the ground. Get away from it, otherwise the penalties will just pile up against them.
Diskin goes centre field and finds Jeffries. Here's Kopchak again, trying to get the arms free to offload the pass before he takes the tackle. He does. It's the last one coming up here. And here is Jeffries again. He's got all sorts of time. He's looking for the man out wide. He almost found the man out wide. But Myler, the referee shouting play on, because the tackle hadn't been completed. In the end, Jeffries made sure it was.
He was very close to a tackle that really that could have been penalised. A voluntary tackle, very rare we see it, of course, but certainly looked to me as though Richard Myler was just messing around. Was that a knock-on? Hard to decide, but all this sort of wiggling about there could have been penalised.
Hyam, and Cooper will drive it forward again for Warrington. Solid defence so far from Bradford. Hyam once again has had to bide his time this season. Breers with the kick into open space, and that's Elliot Keir. You'll hear teams talk about winning the ruck, Eddie, and what's happening at the moment is Bradford are getting off the ground quicker than Warrington are to play the ball. Warrington, on the other hand, they're trying to pin Bradford down and getting penalised for it. Bradford are controlling Warrington in the tackle. That might change during the game, but right now, Bradford having a great start. And the big forwards doing their job. This is Kopchak again.
It's amazing what a good 40 minutes, and it was a good 40 minutes against Wakefield last week. That has certainly lifted the Bradford side. They were in the doldrums. They really weren't clicking, that is for sure.
Langley again. It's massively in Bradford's favour, the possession, isn't it? Here's the last tackle, though, coming up for Bradford. And Carney with the kick. It's high, it's spiralling. Riley's underneath it, pouches it safely. And passes the ball in field to Hodgson.
That was very close to drifting forward. Maybe a slight bit of wind caught hold of it, but he got away with it. Good work yet again from Chris Riley.
Bradford know that Warrington are going to throw the ball around. They'll make passes, they'll attempt to offload the ball, but they have to, whenever they can, pressure those situations to force an error, really. The ball will move around, Warrington will play that style, but they have to be the ones in the faces and putting more pressure on Warrington when they play that passing game.
Certainly it's very wet. At Warrington, though, Phil, you don't think they'll alter their style for the conditions?
I don't at all, no. I think they'll back themselves to play, really, the way that they play and are doing so well. I mean, we're 10 minutes into the game. This is the first set of possession they've had so close to Bradford's line, in fact, in Bradford's half.
Myler stabs the ball in, looking for the in-goal area, finds Elliot Keir, and Elliot Keir grounds the ball under pressure from Riley. It's a goal-line dropout coming up here.
Sensible kick into the corner as well. Well, I knew exactly that there was no one there, and it's applying the pressure. Good work by Riley. It really has impressed me this year, Chris Riley.
Well, Bradford turned the last goal line dropout into a try for them. Have Warrington got the ability here now with 6 more consecutive plays? You see they play the balls in the opposition half, massively in favour of Bradford at this stage, but we should see 6 more here added to Warrington.
Blue pot of a pitch, Jared Samet. Well, he gets good length on it, to be fair to him. It gets to halfway, Breers is underneath it. Here comes Morley, Adrian Morley, who of course won a grand final in the colours of the Bradford Bulls. He was brought over from Australia for a late season stint, just like the Warrington Wolves did with Andrew Johns once upon a time.
These are good tactics as well by Warrington. They're not doing anything fancy at the moment. They know that field position and possession is so important. Now they're swinging it out left.
Good hands. Hodgson, here is Atkins. Atkins got through the first would-be tackler, got the offload away to Waterhouse.
So strong, isn't he, the big second rower. Good offload as well.
Big test here to the Bradford defence. Hyam gets the pass away to Breers. Breers changes direction. It's opened up for Breers! And has he got the ball down?
No, he held up. Great work there. Breers jinking towards, tried to utilise the pads around the post to help him spin through. Just caught the head on it as well, couldn't get it down.
Great defence from Bradford. It'll have to be good again here because this is Waterhouse. Good tackle low down by Jeffries.
Another kick into the in-goal area. Another set of 6. It's in there, but it's ricocheted away.
And Bradford have it back in the shape of Whitehead.
They were screaming to the official, the Bradford fans, and the players saying that one of the players was held back when that ball ricocheted. I think you might find he was, yeah, definitely. Atkins was trying to pull back.
Well, this is a great defensive stint from the Bradford Bulls. We've seen it before, though, in games. It can take it out of you. What they need is a better kick than they had it the last time they had possession. Brett Carney landed with the ball on the 5th tackle and put in what he would consider a poor kick. Chris Riley fielded it relatively comfortably. They'll need to get this ball to Jeffries, get a good kick in to finish this set.
And there might be a little bit of something to be made here for Warrington.
Oh, surely
how on earth did Jason Crook stay in the field of play then?
I don't think he did. I honestly feel, and that's that they're keeping it alive. They say it's the last one. Oh, and he's giving it straight to Myler.
Well, I'm not so sure that was this an attempted charge down by Warrington? It certainly ricocheted off one of their players.
It looked that way, but it's evened up because I thought a Bradford hand touched the whitewash. There's big problem for Lee Breers. He's leaving the field. This is a big blow for the Warrington Wolves.
Stephen Ratchford's coming on to replace him. Breers with, by the looks of things, rib problems as Cooper takes it forward. So Monaghan out, Breers off the field, Westwood not there either. The players who are out there now have got a job to do. It's Mickey Hyam. Hyam then gets it away to Myler. Myler drifts the ball over the top. Oh, and it's palmed dead by Eric Keir. Why didn't he catch that? He was in the in-goal area, would have diffused the bomb. It would have been a 20-metre restart.
Well, it was a good kick. It had plenty of
height.
It
but he gets both hands to it, Stephen.
Well, he could have taken it, but he obviously felt the breath of Ryan Atkins. This is where bridge jump, so and got hurt. He ricocheted against the post. I think so. I don't think it was the impact. I think he was trying to twist, and I think it's probably pulled a muscle maybe in and around the rib cage. I don't think it was the collision, because the posts, of course, are padded, as you can see there.
Well, it's the second goal line dropout that Warrington have forced. And it's not the best, although it does bobble its way to Matty Blythe in the end. Here come Warrington from midway inside the Bradford half.
Important role now has got to be taken up by Richard Myler. He knows he's got to be the man to make sure that everybody's organised, and he's already shouting to try to take control. No Breers out there at the moment.
Hyam can't get the pass away, Mickey Hyam. Myler's waiting, he's scheming at dummy half, he's attacking the line. Hodgson gets it away. Ratchford wide, still to Joel Monaghan. A couple of metres shy of the line. That looked forward. It looked forward from Bridges, not done anyway. I think the referee says play on.
I know we're only 14 minutes into this game, but I don't think I've seen Bradford defend better in a long time. Now, we pointed out before, their kicking has been poor, and it's costing them, and it's forcing them to have to defend near their own line. They're doing that very well for the first 15 minutes, but I'm not sure they'll be able to keep this up. They need to get to the other end of the field and start putting a little bit of pressure back on the Warrington side.
And again, the Warrington player all over the place. It was on that occasion Morley got away with it. Well, they're taking a huge gamble.
40.
Big poor kick.
Big kick downfield, straight to Riley. At least he has to return the ball from deep inside his own half of the field. Bradford ahead 6-0. 15.5 minutes on the watch. Atkins, Ryan Atkins, the former Bradford Bulls man. He made his debut for the Bulls in 2005. It was his only appearance for them.
This is a vital set. The next 3 tackles, Eddie, are huge, because they've made 2 goal line dropouts in the last 5 minutes. An element of fatigue. The Wolves have got possession. They're getting some momentum. They have to hold out for this set.
Waterhouse quick play the ball. Hyam nearly fumbled it, and the markers couldn't touch him because they weren't standing square and they were all offside, and the referee shouted at them and told them not to do that. So Warrington keep it alive. Atkins over the shoulder finds Morley. Morley drives it in again. There is the 5th tackle, last one coming up for Warrington. They've loaded this right hand side. The kick over the top is looking for Joel Monaghan. Instead, it only finds the young winger here, Jason Crooks.
Good work by Crooks, wasn't it? That showed a lot of confidence. It was a neat kick as well. It just hung in the air, an offload there. Well played.
Wait. Go, second. 10 meters. 3.
Hargreaves with a head bandage. Did well, didn't he?
Certainly did, and it was a nice offload by the centre, Keith Lulier, as well.
You know, he's been strong, Jamie Langley, when he's carried the ball. He is a big man, and they need him and 1 or 2 others here now to try and gain some metres. That's what you've got to do in rugby league. Gain ground when in possession. Get away from your try line now then. Can this kick gain them more ground?
Elliot Whitehead with a little dink over the top. Oh, it went out on the full. He was looking for Keir out on that far side, and he puts his hand up as well.
They got to sort this out. I mean, I know Ben Jeffries has a lot of pressure put on them, but I'm not sure how many times has Elliot Whitehead kicked the ball during the game. You don't want to go into him on the last tackle. Go to Ben Jeffries, go to or Jared Salmon needs to step up and start kicking this ball, because if they keep defending like this, you can be sure the Warrington team will post points.
I'm with you, Brian, on that, because Mick Potter will send the message out very quickly. We've got kickers out there. You just do your job, and that's hard work and run towards the opposition.
Hyam from dummy half gets to within 20 metres, then is pushed back a couple by 2 defenders.
He's been buzzing, isn't he? Really worked hard as Hyam already.
Cooper for the Warrington Wolves, halted, dumped to the ground, looks forward last week as well, Mike Cooper. Here is Stefan Ratchford, just changing the direction, trying to catch the defenders off guard on this slippy, greasy surface. Will play the ball here to Hyam. Hyam will fire it back to Myler. Myler will find Hodgson. They go wide to Riley. That's a great try, but was it forward, that pass?
He'll give this. The crowd don't like it. A lot of the Bradford players thought that it was drifting forward, but it was a wonderful attack by the Warrington Wolves.
And Riley with yet another try. 4 tries in his last 2 appearances. Chris Riley. That's now 5 for 2011. Out on loan at Quins last year, battled his way back at the back end of the season with Warrington. But is this last pass to Riley a touch forward?
It certainly looks it, as they've all seen it on the screen. Take nothing away from Riley. And you could see that they were sucked in. Elliot Keir was found in no man's land, and oh, you can hear the boos. They cannot believe it. Ben Jeffries went and looked and appealed to the official. It looks as though he'd had to lean forward, didn't he? But take nothing away. You play to the whistle. And the French referee, Thierry Alibert, points to the ground. And this fella, what a season.
Well, he's tremendous, Chris Riley, and he finished the try. But a source of frustration for a lot of supporters is the fact that so many forward passes last season and this are going unpunished, and that certainly seemed to me to drift forward.
If I can argue with you, Eddie, the touch on the far side of the field was in the best position in this ground to make that decision. The kick's not quite going to make 2 more points, but you can't really argue. The touch judge was in the right position. Whether he made the right or wrong call is debatable, but he had the best view, and he made an instant call. There's awarded Chris Riley first try for Warrington. And do you know what, in chess sometimes it takes a few minutes to execute a certain move.
Forward, Phil. Well, it's out of the... I mean, look at his hands.
It's going forward.
Going forward.
There's no two ways about it. Brett Hodgson, the arms and the fingertips are pointing forward, but...
I don't see it.
Well, you don't see it, we never see it, we can beg to differ.
I think, Phil, maybe there is a new career for you as a referee or a touch judge.
Touch judge, maybe, yeah. I've got the skills to referee. But the point I was going to make, Warrington were building that try for about 8 minutes. If you go back 8 minutes prior to that, they got the first goal line dropout, a brilliant kick from Richie Myler. Then they had a second goal line dropout, and they built, didn't they? They were sort of torturing Bradford inside their own half of the field, restricting them with some really good defence, and then scoring that first try, which you say is a forward pass.
Well, here they go now. They don't need any encouragement, Warrington, to fling the ball around, do they? And Atkins, he's halted by Michael Platt eventually. Here is Myler. They're on the front foot here now, the Wolves. Ratchford, Hodgson come wide and find Bridge, another ex-Bradford Bulls man, of course. Bridge, the two centres, used to play here. Bridge and Atkins. That was Hodgson. Hodgson got it away. That ball went forward, and that was noted as a knock-on. And ironic cheers from the terraces for the French referee.
Headed feed to the Bradford side, but you've got to give credit to this Warrington outfit. The way that Brett Hodgson just chimes into the three-quarter line, whether it was forward or not, it was the build-up to be able to suck the winger, which was Elliot Keir, away from the sideline. It allowed an easy passage for Chris Riley to slide in, and it just gives you some indication about how good this Warrington outfit they really are when they get the ball out wide.
2 changes being made here by Bradford, and they've waited a wee while for this. The Tongan international Manesi Manakufoa has come on for his Super League debut, and Heath Lestrange has also arrived. There he is. He might add a bit of grunt in his pack. Listen to the crowd as he receives the ball. They obviously have heard a lot about this young man.
Well, he's certainly got the size. Has he got the energy, and has he got the fitness? We'll soon find out. Look at the size of him.
He's on.
High off the boot of Jeffries again. That's hanging in the air. And it's claimed, is it? Yes, it is. On that far side by Elliot Keir.
That'll be the changeover. It was on the last. It's important now that Bradford muscle up. They've got a sliding defence out there at the moment. They change it as soon as they get into their own half. They change it to a man-on-man style, which certainly worked for them last week against Wakefield.
They like their big men here at Bradford, don't they? You remember Leslie Vinacolo and those days. Super League full-time will no doubt be looking at Mr. Manakufoa tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, Sky Sports 2 HD.
Well,
because Barry and Terry both like the big men, don't they?
2 big men themselves, and they're not just the big men, but the little men for Bradford. Tackling well, and here's a charge, then will it fall for Samet?
It has! And Samet's away and will score in the corner for Bradford. Well, the referee, Thierry Alibert.
Check if he's offside.
I think it hits his head.
Well, he's going to check the offside certainly straight away. He's what he called for. See what position Jared Samet was in.
Offside or not.
I think catches him on the head. No, it's on the elbow. He turns his back.
He's offside, isn't it?
Well, he is. It's
if he's played at it. That's the decision. You have to say, does he play at this ball, Eddie, or does he turn away from it?
it's just about half a metre
He's
in front.
advanced towards the ball, hasn't he, with his arms up.
And he turns. Is that self-protection? But
No, that's a charge down.
Recognition of the ball.
Yeah,
that's playing at it.
And
Even if you're turning to protect yourself, you recognise the ball and the ball's in play. It's a tough one. But
So Samet is offside, and there should be no try.
I would say he's played at it, and Samet's offside. Yeah, it's unfortunate because that's exactly what Bradford needed. But I think this will be no try. There's the answer.
Here's a penalty to the defence. Samet thought he'd scored. Mick Potter thought he'd scored. That is his player, Samet, was just half a yard in front.
Just as well. It's amazing, isn't it? And that is a better kick downfield, and now the pressure comes of it. Samet thought it was over to get the try.
Phil spoke, Steve-O, about crucial sets. Bradford are going to have them all throughout this game. They're going to keep coming. Here's another one now. 6-4 down, which is not too bad. Or sorry, 6-4 up, 23 minutes into the game. They'll be delighted with this score right now. But every one of these sets close to the line are going to be crucial, and they have to just switch on, defend for 6 tackles, and then get the ball back.
They're going down that left channel with Waterhouse.
Yeah,
Warrington.
They obviously feel that Michael Platt is just a little bit suspect for the defensive attitude. They've really punctured that left-hand side.
Here's Myler. Gives it then to Ratchford. Hodgson.
Oh, that's a knock-on anyway.
That's another knock-on. They'll play the first.
Yeah, the head and feet to Bradford.
And that's what Mick Potter spoke about. If they wanted to be competitive and beat Warrington, they have to harass them, have to be in their faces when they want to make these passing plays, whether it be an offload or a pass. And if it goes to ground, they need to be the first guy on the ball.
So Bradford's head and feed at this scrum. They lost 6 home games in a row last year during the season, not at the start. They've lost to Catalan and Wigan here in 2012. But they're making a real fist of this against the current Super League leaders. 6-4 they lead after 25 minutes of the match. And here is Bryn Hargreaves for them, the young man who followed Mick Potter from St Helens to Bradford.
And Mick Potter must be very, very pleased with the way that their defence is going, because there's been a period for the last 10 minutes that Warrington have got all the possession.
News from the touchline is that Lee Breers has got a nasty bang on the side, but Warrington are desperate to get him back on the field if they can. And here is a penalty going Bradford's way. There's Breers on the pedal cycle, trying to keep warm, get things moving, ready for a reintroduction. And here's the big man, Manukafoa.
And it's a big problem, isn't it, for Warrington? You lose Liam Breers. We've already spoken about the fact that Michael Monaghan, the schemer, he's not out there either.
Here's Whitehead again, feeding off Jeffries once more. He did that last week 3 times. Heath Lestrange, Langley on the charge, is over, but he's held up.
Can't get it down. Good work from Myler there, but it was neat play, wasn't it? You could see there that Langley came round on an arc, a little split pass.
Jeffries once again.
It's a good positive attack by Bradford.
Heath Lestrange. This is the last tackle. Jeffries with a kick out wide. Can it be palmed back? It can. It's a try for Michael Platt. Is it? It's another decision for Ben Thaler.
His right foot, Eddie, there's just a little question mark whether or not his foot went into touch before he grounded the ball.
The corner post doesn't matter anymore.
I understand that. I just caught a glimpse of Michael Platt's. I think it was his right foot, just trailing
You've got good eyes, Brian, from this distance.
He's going to get the touchdown job over. You're competing with me for that flag.
I could be well wrong here, but look, he might have got the ball down first. This is all okay.
Yes, that is fine. Elliot Keir does exceptionally well, and I think it's going to be a... Oh, has he got it down before he gets it? Touches the whitewash. Oh, this is a tough one for the video referee, Ben Thaler.
Well, I don't know whether it is, because the ball...
Watch. Is it there? Has he got the toe up? Simultaneous.
You've got to give that, Eddie.
Well, benefit of the doubt.
Well, what would be a doubt? If his foot's in touch, there's no doubt.
Is a toe up? There's a shadow there.
I think the toe's off the ground now with Mike. It's just...
It's got to be off the ground if there's a shadow. Now, Ben Thaler will be looking for the shadow. Watch for the shadow over the whitewash. Yes, there's the shadow. I think he'll give it.
I'm not sure.
Watch the toe come up.
Oh, I don't think the toe comes up anyway. I think the best hope is that the ball's gone down before his foot's got near the whitewash. It is close. It is. Look.
Simultaneous?
Yeah.
What's the rule?
Yeah, that's
What's
what
the
I
rule
said.
if it's simultaneous?
Benefit of the doubt. It's got to go to the attacker.
If you've had one disallowed recently, then you get it, Eddie. That's the rule.
Well, that would be all fair in love and war, but this ain't love and war, is it? I think this might be chalked off, you know, because I think his toe.
I'm going to disagree.
I think his toe is at the whitewash. I don't know how on earth Brian Carney saw it from this distance, but he did. And it is no try. That's a shame for Bradford.
That is. Certainly is.
You're Hexton, Brian. Where did you see that from?
Well, look, good eyes, that's all. Look, a shame for Bradford. But great hope that this will give them. Their kicking game is paying dividends. They're causing a lot of trouble out here on this left edge. Warrington noted for attacking, but they've been put under pressure here. Ryan Atkins, Chris Riley, they'll have to field a lot of kicks. Ben Jeffries will get confidence from that, as will Bradford. If they can stay clean here, give away no penalties, and force Warrington to kick from deep inside their own half, they'll be heading towards the half-time break very, very happy.
And that's two that they've had chalked off by the video referee this evening.
It could have been 18-4, and it could have been a real struggle for the visitors, Warrington.
It's going to be anyway, because Bradford are up for this.
They certainly are.
Here's Carvel,
they're really mixing it.
Great offload from Carvel. Matty Blythe takes it forward. Couldn't slip the pass to Hodgson. Matty Blythe not happy with the attention from Jamie Langley and Phil Joseph. Almost Paul Wood put that down. Managed to hang on with the fingernails. Just 9 metres inside the Bradford half here. Last tackle for Warrington. Kick from Myler is high. Oh, it's a cracker this. It's a cracker this. He got away with that, Elliot Keir. It's a penalty. High shot.
Yeah, he went straight into it.
Elliot Keir made a complete porridge of that, and to his rescue came Brett Carney.
And that's all about putting yourself in the right position. A lot of full-backs would have just held back towards the post just in case it bounced that way, but they got away with it. It was a beautiful high kick.
Phil, what's the stats telling us?
Well, at the moment, Bradford have had that majority position. It's always a little bit dangerous when you try and predict things with the Warrington side, but at the moment, it is predicting that this Bradford side, they've had more possession, the defence has been excellent, and it's predicting a narrow victory for the Bradford Bulls. But having said that, Warrington, they can score 3 tries in 3 minutes. They did it last weekend.
And last night, let me reiterate once again, as we made our way from the commentary box to the studio, the margin meter had the victory for the Leeds Rhinos at Castleford absolutely spot on because of the statistics that you and the team had been feeding into it. I noticed on Twitter later on that night people were calling me a liar, which isn't anything unusual, of course, but that's what it said. It was absolutely spot on, wasn't it?
Well, we know by looking at the stats really. There's no point just flashing up stats and saying how many teams, how many meters they've made or missed tackles. We're trying to give them some relevance and context, and so in a typical game in Super League, what will this mean in the end of the match? At the moment, if Bradford can continue to play the way they are, then they would go on to win this game, which would be a massive achievement. But again, I think Warrington are probably the most difficult side to statistically predict against.
Well, you talk about the stats, but you can't take into account a very poor take by Phil Joseph, the substitute. He really came a bit too early and just fumbled it. They cannot afford to give the likes of Warrington.
Well, that ball's lost.
It's
and Bradford have the ball back.
Well, Paul Wood looked at the official and said, well, surely there's a hand in there. He was pretty close to it, was Thierry Alibert. Well, they're a bit at 6s and 7s at Warrington, which is...
Well, they are, but this is a tremendous Bradford display.
It is, absolutely. I mean, Warrington fans won't appreciate me saying this, but were Bradford to go on and win this game, and there's a lot to be played yet, it would be nothing but good for Super League.
That's
it's
right,
great, you know,
and good for this club as well.
Absolutely. 30 minutes in, 6-4 up. Want to see competitive games in this league, and we're certainly getting one so far.
There's McPotter. And a knock-on at the play the ball by the new boy. And Warrington celebrate, they're slapping backs and saying well done, but Manakofoa can't believe that this decision's been given. But there's no doubt.
Yeah, he just lost control of it. He's appealing, but it's a little bit too late. Now they've got to put the shoulder to the grindstone and make sure that they get that defence, which has been pretty good so far.
He's 26, is the big fellow. He's ex-Parramatta. Only a couple of appearances for them, though, in a couple of years.
He's a big unit, isn't he?
He's a big man. And here's Myler, and here's another big man, Gareth Carvell for Warrington. Gets them over halfway. Ooh, releases the pass, risky business, and comes off for them.
They got the overlap.
Gets it wide to Waterhouse. Waterhouse with the run. Oh, Ryan Atkins with a fumble. The referee will put the scrum down for the knock-on.
Well, he'll bring it back, not into touch. The knock-on was further downfield. Well, Trent Waterhouse did everything right, didn't he? You can see he sucks the winner across, but just couldn't take it. Hits the chest. I don't think there's anything wrong with the pass.
Great work from Carvell.
Well, by Mickey Hyam as well, put himself in a good position.
Interesting dilemma that we spoke about Michael Monaghan being out and Mickey Hyam being promoted to the starting role as hooker. Now, question, if Mickey needed a rest, what would the interchange of the rule or decision be by Tony Smith? Would he put Richie Myler in there for a spell? Well, the absence of Lee Breers means Stephen Ratchford comes on the field earlier than expected, and perhaps Mickey Hyam might be asked tonight to go the full 80 minutes for the first time in a long time.
Well, I know there are people who say the hookers should go for full 80s.
And I'm one of them.
Penalty here for Warrington.
Well, it's becoming a problem for the Warrington outfit and their coach Tony Smith.
And they're getting a little bit rattled. Carvell just losing his rag for a moment there.
Well, that won't help. They need a little bit of discipline. It's as simple as that. It went right over the top. There was no doubt about it. Carvell was complaining that perhaps the elbow was in his face.
Gareth has played 15 Super League seasons, formerly with Leeds, Gateshead and Hull. Now then, as a result of that penalty, Bradford in a great position. Lestrange, good ball to Platt.
He nearly called that blindside. Warrington was just a little bit lax there.
Jeffries to Phil Joseph. Remarkable that this Joseph was playing in Championship 1 last year for the Swinton Lions. Here he is in Super League, in the thick of the battle against the league leaders for Bradford. Solid defence from Warrington so far. Has to be for 3 more tackles at least. Jeffries gets the ball away to Bateman.
He was standing still though, Bateman. We're going to utilise him as a dummy runner, but it was that short, flat pass, didn't come off, back on the inside.
Langley for Bradford. Warrington harassing him.
We will see a
Halting
run.
him on tackle number 5. Here's the last one for Bradford. And Jeffries, infield it comes to Bateman. Joseph, good scrambling defence from Warrington.
That's play on.
The referee...
It's play on, he got it away.
I think that's just, yeah, nobody knows what happened there, I think. But the balls end up back in the Warrington hands, and Bradford's attack comes to nothing.
And Paul Wood wasn't terribly impressed with something that Ben Jeffries either said to him or that went on the floor there.
Look, Warrington have been sucked into this, and Tony Smith is a great coach, and he's got to make sure, say, hey, listen, ignore what's been said to you. There's a lot of verbals going on out there. Get on with what we know we can do, and that's play great rugby league football. And they are being sucked into it by a Bradford side, tackling like terriers. But boy, they aren't half giving them some verbals.
Well, they're league leaders. They were league leaders last year. They are one of the teams to beat, one of the big teams to beat. And everyone will be after them this year. This is Heath Lestrange. It's another Warrington mistake.
And I think Hodgson's down injured. Just couldn't gather it and got a real big knock. This is a golden opportunity. Warrington down, 1 man.
Yes, he's still on his haunches, is Brett Hodgson.
Got to swing it out wide as quickly as possible.
Lestrange finds Jeffries. He then gets it infield. Good charging run.
Beautiful little short pass, wasn't it?
Jeffries once more. Good defence, though, from Mickey Hart. Ooh, that could have been a penalty.
Should have been, never mind, good.
Jeffries again. Carney spun
well
to the floor.
Did well to catch that. That really was zipping a wing to it. Oh, the referee's got to get hold of this. I mean, they're just trying to stop them all the time.
Oh, the kick from Jeffries is too long. He was looking for Whitehead.
And you will know there's the fullback, Brett Hodgson. He's in all sorts of trouble.
Only just back in the side, of course, Hodgson. He got 7 goals from 7 in his first appearance last weekend against Hull Kingston Rovers.
And the amazing thing there that Bradford fully aware of that when they put that kick into the in-goal area, it is very narrow. One of the narrowest you'll find in Super League.
Blythe for Warrington. 4 minutes to half-time. Bradford ahead 6-4. Gutsy, determined display from them. Warrington trying all they know to break them down. Maybe being sucked into a bit of a physical battle, but it's that sort of night. The rain was teeming down earlier on. It's dried up now, but the pitch greasy. The ball will be like a bar of soap. Waterhouse hanging on to it. It's the last tackle here for Warrington. They're just inside Bradford's half. Myler with a very deep kick. And that's easy for Brett Carney. And he'll launch the counter, but only as far as Ratchford. Some concern for Tony Smith.
And he knows it, as we keep mentioning the fact that engineered most of the things out there. Lee Breers, he'll be hoping that he can get back on the paddock. Probably give him a breather at half-time as well. See if they can get him fit and out there for the second stanza. But it's been a remarkable display by the ball. Oh, they come up with an error.
Brilliant work by Mickey High, and we know from he was a marker defender. Instantly onto Kia. Ball came free. They now get a penalty, and they get a chance to finish this half here, attacking Bradford deep near their own line.
CJ takes an eternity, and it doesn't get off him. It's been a problem for the official.
Chance here for Warrington then as we approach half-time. Carvel, good sides do this to the opposition. They score just before the break to go in at half-time with their tails up. Myler, back it comes. Here's Ratchford. Ratchford then finds Joel Monaghan out on this right-hand side. Monaghan is dropped to the ground 3 short. Chris waits me half. Now it's with Matty Blythe again. Tries to cut inside a couple. Good work by Bateman. 4 tackles gone, 2 remaining. Bridge again. Ratchford. Ratchford further wide to Myler. Myler out to Atkins. And Atkins. Oh, it is back to 6. There was a clobbered in as well. This is Ratchford. I think it was accidental. I'm sure it was, as they both competed for the football. But back to 6. Big opportunity for Warrington. Mickey Hyam will score for Warrington.
He was the most likely to get over that line. He's been busy throughout this first half.
Well, he's filling big shoes tonight in Michael Monaghan, but he has been all over the park tonight, has Mickey Hyam. An elbow injury at the start of the year for Mickey Hyam. This is a timely comeback for him, though, with Michael Monaghan out. 2 tries here, 2009 and 10. He's got 1 tonight.
This was great work, wasn't it? You can see he was pulling the ball away.
It was Hyam who did that as well.
Yeah, and it was deemed, and he did well, Atkins, to keep it in there. And you can see that, I think it's, I can't see who actually gets an elbow in the face here, but it's a neat dummy, isn't it? Langley couldn't get to him. He's been the star of the show. If he comes for a Warrington, that is for sure. He's worked hard. Some great running from dummy half, and that is a vital, vital try. They know it. They've been at 6 and 7 throughout this first 40 minutes.
Change of goal kicker here for Warrington. Brett Hodgson, I beg your pardon. Brett Hodgson is obviously injured still, feeling the effects of that heavy collision. And so it's Chris Bridge to try and add the extras. And he's managed to do that. And just before half-time, Warrington turn a 6-4 deficit into a 10-6 advantage. And that's the final kick of this first half. Breers, with the coat on, makes his way into the dressing room. Monaghan the field.